When I first heard she passed away, I said, my God, somebody gave her a bad bag. Yes, I promise you, that was the first thing that came out of my mouth. And then I saw Ray J, and it all added up.
Listen, I may not know the facts about what really happened to Whitney Houston, and it seems like nobody really knows. But what we all know is that some people have been lying for years. People like Ray J. And now with the Epstein Files released and confirming all those rituals were actually happening, this just puts everything we know about Whitney's death in a new light.
And nobody can explain. It's like, it's all my fault.
What?
It's all my fault.
Wait, what?
That happened?
No, that's not.
Okay, Ray J, did you just say that because you felt you should have been there with Whitney at the time of her death? You could have probably prevented it? Or is it actually your fault that Whitney died? So
Wait,
for
what?
those who recall, Ray J was the last person to have a public relationship with Whitney, even though the relationship was described as on and off. Well, they never admitted that they were an item, and Ray's sister Brandy even said in an interview with Wrap Up that Ray told her they were not together. She said, well, every time I ask Ray J about Whitney, he always says that's just his friend. He's not dating her, and I don't think that he would lie to me. Well, it's possible that Ray lied to his sister because some of their close friends had first-hand experience of the relationship.
I go in the room, Whitney Houston taking her pants off. I walk in the room like she getting naked in Ray J room, and she like, get out of here, young bird. And I'm like, oh my bad, I'm sorry. And I ran out of the room.
Kind of looks like they were intimately together, and just 2 days before she died, Whitney even got into a shouting match with Stacey Francis, and it was all because of Ray. I mean, if they were not together, it would not have been a problem if Ray was with somebody else, right?
And that's really weird that he would have said, it's all my fault. And this is coming after the Epstein Files dropped. We've been finding out a lot of stuff after these Epstein Files dropped, especially a lot of the things that these elites have been doing as rituals with different people underage and different celebrities. They've been doing rituals in hip hop, in Hollywood, and the likes of Whitney Houston, Prince, Michael Jackson, it's all coming to the light. Let's keep going.
And because of that relationship that Ray had with Whitney, his name comes up a little too often every time Whitney's death comes up because
It's
people believe
synonymous.
Ray is covering up something. And that is either what he did or what somebody else in Whitney's circle did. In fact, Ray avoided talking about Whitney after her death. But 5 years after Whitney passed on, Ray J said he still felt guilty about what happened while speaking to Stacey Francis on Celebrity Big Brother. At the time, Ray also said that although several media outlets offered him millions to reveal secrets of Whitney's death, he turned down every single proposal. He was like, I had so many people calling me, offering millions of dollars to have an interview. I was like, I don't need the money. It's not good money. That's just not right. My karma would be bad. Let's just say that people are still waiting for that karma to hit because they believe that if Ray didn't play a part in Whitney's death, he definitely knows the person that did, and he's been covering it up. Here's the thing. According to reports, Whitney's death was due to accidental drowning in a bathtub, and toxicology results revealed a small amount of cocaine in Whitney's body. Apparently, there were also traces of weed, Xanax, and her substances in her system. So it was very possible that Whitney possibly had a heart attack that may have been triggered by hardening of the arteries that caused her to lose consciousness and drown. Well, that's the official story. But note that the coroner did not find any evidence of a cardiac episode or event. He only noted that she had mild heart disease in some blockage of an artery, like a lot of smokers do. So the idea that she fell into the tub as a result of a heart attack is at least not established by the autopsy report. Same with the sugar issue. It seems she used some, but not a whole lot, so it could not have caused her death. So the question comes back to what caused her to become submerged in that tub of scalding water to the point that she could not get herself out. And here's a twist. When Whitney was found in the bathtub, several pills were found on the scene. However, investigators found no evidence of sugar in the hotel room. Do you get where I'm already going with this? There's a possibility that somebody had given her the Coca-Cola and that somebody made sure that it was nowhere in sight when Whitney was found in the bathtub. Also, if she had used a bit earlier in the day and then ran a really hot bath when it was still in her system, it would have been catastrophic. Bottom line is, she was using, and that's where Ray comes in. First of all, Leola Brown, the sister of Whitney's ex-husband, Bobby Brown, made shocking claims shortly after Whitney's death that Ray J had been helping Whitney get access to drugs.
When I first seen this, and I saw the news, and I saw, and I'm sorry, please excuse me, I just have to come out and say this.
Please.
I saw Ray J coming out of the hotel, hiding his head, being pushed into the car. Why? I looked and I said, why is he hiding? Why is he hiding his face? He's always trying to show his face when he's around Whitney.
Well, according to Leola, only one thing made sense at the time. According to her, Ray J, who was not actually dating Whitney but was just a runner boy, was supplying Whitney with drugs.
For some reason, he knows somebody that sells, and he was buying them for Whitney, from what I know, and giving her. I want to know why this boy was allowed to do that.
Given Ray J has a history of using substances himself, he has actually been slammed for being a heavy user, and there were even reports that his addiction was a huge problem when he was filming Celebrity Big Brother. So to a lot of people, it was not that difficult to believe that he may have assisted Whitney in getting access to the such stuff that possibly contributed to her death.
And the interesting thing about Ray J is that a lot of people don't know, since a young age, he's actually been tied in to the Bloods on the West Coast. That's what kind of threw him off track in life, because he got embroiled with the Bloods on the West Coast. People like Whack 100 talk about it all the time. That's why he's got that other side to him that seems weird, because he could have just been like on the same path as Brandy, a straight and arrow. Like, what's making him have that other side to him is because he got embroiled with the Bloods on the West Coast. So him being a runner for Whitney Houston makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense, and it's kind of like a untalked about fact in Hollywood. Now, all this is alleged, but this is just a lot of things that are known in Hollywood. Now, a lot of people are also calling him something else that I'll actually say at the end of this video. Let's keep going.
Ray J was the last person to see her alive. He let the dealer in, but she was sober, right? But he let the dealer in that gave her the shot.
However, Ray J said that he was not with Whitney on that day, and his attorney even responded to Leola Brown's accusations in a statement saying, though Leola Brown was nowhere near the Beverly Hilton Hotel on the day Whitney Houston died, CNN proceeded to broadcast an interview with Ms. Brown in which she falsely claimed that Ray J was at the hotel and contributed to Whitney Houston's death. But there have been accounts claiming that he lied about not being around. Based on the digging I did, one of the accounts from people who were there was that Brandy was asking for her brother at the party. So why would she be asking for him if he was not there in the first place? People also started giving Ray J the side eye when Raffles and Ray J were hurrying out the back with Brandy Burnside that same evening, yet Raffles clearly never liked Ray. So why was he helping him sort of sneak out of the place? Unless Raffles was also involved in whatever was happening and Ray was fully aware. Something else that came up after Whitney's death was that there wasn't enough water in her lungs to prove that she died from drowning, which makes it very likely that someone placed her in the bathtub and she did not pass out while she was in it. Actually, from my point of view, it's possible that the person who placed her in the bathtub did not enter the suite around the time of her death. The person could have been in the suite the whole time, from earlier, and never left at all. In the commotion of them finding Whitney in distress, a suspicious person could have just appeared from inside the suite, and nobody would have noticed a thing. Also, why did Whitney have bruises on her arms, legs, and shoulders? I'm pretty sure people don't get such from accidental drowning.
Leola has said, Leola Brown, Bobby Brown's sister, has said on several occasions that she was beaten. They saw her body. She didn't just die in a tub, like she was beat up.
Honestly, until someone provides a logical explanation for how Whitney landed in that tub, as far as I am concerned, we will never know the real truth. But what I can put my money on is that Ray J knows something that could either land him or somebody he's trying to protect in serious trouble. Do you believe that too? Is it possible that Ray J is still covering up what really happened to Whitney? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section.
And drop that in the comments. Shout out Urbanville. Let me vibe with y'all for a minute. Make sure you go over there, like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy Jet Ski G. We back with another banger. Let's get right into this. With the Whitney Houston situation, it's also a part that wasn't put in this video. I actually talked about it in one of my prior videos, how one of her managers, also who she looked up to and guided her career, the same night she died, the manager threw a party in the same hotel she died in and still had the party after she died, as if he was celebrating something, which is really weird. And she had a lot of bruises on her, as if there was some type of struggle, which is also very weird. And it's also very weird that Ray J says it's all my fault, which is also very weird. And Hollywood has been saying that Ray J was actually her handler. Not necessarily with her, but with her as her handler, and maybe her lover also. Not even maybe. It seems like he was her lover also. I think he's admitted to that they were, doing different things. but he also was her handler for the elites. Whitney Houston's story is very much like Prince's story. It's very much like Michael Jackson's story, where yes, they did different drugs, but I can name a lot of different people that did drugs. And when they passed away, we knew what it was. It was very cut and dry. With these people, they had catalogs and it wasn't cut and dry. They were giving different little hints saying, oh, they might want this from me or want that from me, and I'm not giving it up. And then they end up passing away with bruises or in weird ways, like Michael Jackson saying, they're after me, they're trying to get me. Prince saying they're trying to get me. And then you see things like this after the Epstein files of finding out that they're actually sacrificing people. They're actually eating people. They're actually into satanic, demonic rituals with other wealthy people, and they protect each other. And when you do these different things, you actually get benefits from it. Ray J has come out and said, I feel like it's all my fault. He didn't elaborate on it. But in our spirits and in our minds, we kind of know what he meant by that. So y'all drop it in the comments. Let me know what y'all feel about this. The Epstein files. We still are owed another 3 million documents. It's over 6 million documents in all. We've only gotten 3. They owe us another 6. I want the other 3 because I want answers to stuff like this. As always, protect the kids. If they say they want to be stars and stuff like this, take it and also protect them first and foremost. If ain't nobody told you they love y'all, you know I love y'all. Make sure I hit that like, hype, comment, and subscribe button if you like content like this. We've been going through the Epstein files. We've been unlocking a lot of the wild rituals in Hollywood, which is a very sick place. Click this button right here if you want to see another video just like this one. I'll catch y'all in the next video. I'm out, y'all.